It's concerning Saturday washing clothes. You don't know that you're online? You can feel it, man. Hmm?
Good morning, class. Can you respond? So that I will know my setup is okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much. So that I will know my setup is okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Thank you so much. Once again, good morning, class.
Good
I
morning,
want to
sir.
believe the echo has gone. That's the sorry echo. Is it gone? Is it okay? Are we okay now? Can somebody confirm?
Yes, sir. Yeah, going, sir.
The echo is still there, sir.
Is the recording echo still there?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, can somebody confirm if we are streaming online? Please check and confirm.
We can't see your screen, sir.
No. I mean streaming, live streaming. Okay, let me do this. Let me do the screen sharing. Okay.
Yes, I was familiar.
It's working, sir.
Am I sharing? Is my slide on?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
Now we still can't see your screen. We still can't see it.
Hello, class. Is my slide on now?
Yes, sir. We can
Yes,
see
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yes, sir. We can see
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Good. Now, can you please check whether it is also on the YouTube? Can you confirm that for me? If the live streaming is okay on the YouTube. Somebody please confirm. Help check and confirm.
Yes, sir. It's good, sir.
I'm live streaming, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
once
It's
again, good
working.
morning. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Now, kindly cooperate. Do not put on your audio, except I ask you to unmute. Please remain muted. Please, I beg of you. We have much to cover, and we have a very short time to do that. So please kindly cooperate and don't cause distractions. Now, you are welcome to this segment of Bio 101, General Biology. In this segment, we'll be talking about ecology, basics of ecology, those things that I'll be doing, that I've done at your lower levels, secondary school, junior secondary school, and so on. So we are going to talk on some of these things, and perhaps we will add some more layers to what we have known already. Ecology, the word ecology was coined from two Greek words, oikos and logos. Oikos simply means household. Oikos means a place where an organism lives. Oikos means the home. And then logos means study, science, research. So invariably, when we say ecology in the crude form, it is the study of the home or the environment of an organism. Now, the ecology was applied from the time ecology, and that was coined by Ernst Haeckel in 1866. That is just a form of introduction to how the word ecology or the term ecology was derived. Now, the question is this: what is ecology? Ecology is the study of interrelationships, interactions among living organisms and their environment. Now, take note, interactions are two levels. Living organisms, we have to interact with one another. That is one level of interaction. Organisms, we have to interact with the non-living components of the environment. That's another level. So now we have physical environment, we have biological environment. When the interaction is between living organisms and fellow living organisms, that is biotic interactions. When the interaction is between living organisms and non-living organisms, that is abiotic interactions. So, and that is what we have, and that is what this is saying. Interactions among living organisms are called biotic interactions, and interactions between living organisms and their non-living components is called abiotic interactions. Now, remember these things you did in the secondary school? At the lower level, you talk about the scale of ecology. Then you were talking about the fact that ecology is studied at two levels: horticology and synecology. Horticology is the study of individuals or their populations. Study of a single individual or the population of that species. Now, at this point, we still go back to that one, but let me quickly define population. Population refers to a group of organisms of the same species occupying a particular place at a given time. So, horticology focuses on the study of a single organism, individual organism, or the members of that species occupying a particular place at that given time. And then we also have synecology. Synecology is the study of the whole community. Quickly again, I want to define community at this point. We will still do that later. Community refers to all the living organisms occupying a particular place at that given time. That is the community. And that will include plants, animals, all living organisms. Unlike horticology, that this is just a study of a single member or the population of that member. So in the past, ecology is studied at those levels. But now things have changed. Science is dynamic. Things are changing. Science is not static. Now, ecology is studied at more than two levels. Ecology is studied at several levels. And here, we can identify 5 levels of the study of ecology: individual organism level, population level, community level, ecosystem level, biosphere level. So, ecology is studied at these different levels. Very soon now, we are going to focus our attention on what is meant by population, community, ecosystem, biosphere, and so on and so forth. Now, very quickly, somebody has unmuted. Please, that person should mute himself. And that's Adeniji Oluwatobiloba. Adeniji Oluwatobiloba. Please, please mute yourself. Now, I appeal to you that you should not create distractions. Don't unmute yourself when you should not, you shouldn't. Idowu, Joshua, please, can you mute yourself? Now, after this, all these things, they cause distractions and they delay us. Probably I will bundle out those people after this warning. Okay, now let us see some terms and concepts that are used in ecology. Every study, every subject has its own language. Victoria Ojo, why now? Please, I beg of you. Please, I beg of you. Don't unmute when you shouldn't. Please. I may have to be taking records and then now every subject has its own peculiar language. If anybody comes on now, I begin to say the word x, the square word, the theta, or rectangle, right angle, quadratic equation, simultaneous equation. Now we will know that that person is talking about mathematics. In the same vein, if somebody comes around, I begin to talk about demand, supply, scale of preference, taxation, all this and that. We will know that person is likely talking about economics. In the same way, ecology has its own language, and those are terms and concepts. And those are referred to as terms and concepts. Now, you must understand these basics, and I will take my time to explain each term in as simple manner as possible. If you don't understand these concepts, you will keep having problems as you go on in ecology. Now, let us see the first one, the species. Species are organisms of the same kind that can interbreed freely among one another, among themselves. So, what defines how can you know that of all the organisms we have around us, be it plants, be it animal, how can you know that these 1, 2, 3 that they belong to the same species? You can know that if they're able to interbreed to produce fertile offspring, then you know that they are members of the same species. So what defines the major thing, the first thing that defines a species is ability to interbreed freely. Therefore, species are any group of individuals that are reproductively isolated. Example, Magnifera indica, Ratus, Agama. Now, if you are going to write this in exam, to answer this question in the exam, and to give examples, don't forget that to give examples of species, you have to write the name in biological name. Don't forget your binomial nomenclature, whereby every organism or every species has 2 names, one generic, the other specific. So when you answer question, when you talk about species, you have to give examples of biological name, including species and genus. General and genus, rather. Let us see population. Now we have defined population. We have defined species as members that can interbreed freely. What is population? A population consists of organisms of the same species that occupy a particular location, a particular ecosystem, a particular habitat at that given time. It is a group of organisms of the same species living in the same geographical area. It could be a swamp, it could be a lake, a mountaintop, an island. It could be a pond. For instance now, let's differentiate between species and population. A species of tilapia zili. If you pick it in Nigeria here, or in Lagos here, and somebody else pick the same species in anywhere, maybe in the north, maybe in other countries, they see the main members of the same species. However, if you pick a tilapia zili in a pond in Unilag, in Unilag, it does not belong to the same population as a tilapia zili that is picked from another pond somewhere else. This is because although they are members of the same species, they occupy the same habitat at that given, they occupy different habitats at that given time. Therefore, they don't belong to the same population. Members of a species that live together in a particular habitat, they are referred to collectively as a population. Population of tilapia zili, population of hatus, and so on and so forth. Let us see community. I said this at the beginning of this class, that all the living organisms occupying a particular habitat at a given time, they make up the community. And if you look at it, all the living organisms occupying a particular habitat, maybe a feed, you will notice that there are different organisms that live together in the same habitat at any given time. We have plants, animals, microorganisms. Within plants, you have the trees, you have the grasses, you have the shrubs. Within animals, you have invertebrates, vertebrates, so many. So what does that imply? Technically, it implies that a community consists of several populations of different species of plants, animals, microorganisms, interacting together within the same environment at a given time. So a community consists of several populations of different species of animal, plants, and microorganisms living together in one habitat at a given time. Communities are composed of only biotic factors. When we talk about community, we are talking of living organisms. And that is why we are talking of only what? Biotic factors. And to give example of a community, you can say pond community, grassland community, rotting log community. So let us quickly see the next concept or term. That's ecosystem. An ecosystem is a functional unit. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, we cannot hear you, sir.
Mercy Akingbade. Mercy Akingbade.
Sir? Wait. Sir?
Somebody just jump in now that you cannot hear me. If you can hear me, let me hear you respond or mute and respond.
I can hear you, sir.
I can hear you, sir.
Sir.
Please, anytime you have issues, always try to check from your end first. Now, I'm not disputing the fact that sometimes from this end too, the internet may a sort of feed. But the first thing you do, if you have a problem that persists, is you check from your end. Don't just jump in to say that everybody cannot hear. Sometimes I know when the internet is feeding from my end. I know. And sometimes I will slow down and repeat what I've said again. Now let's continue. Now, can you take up your? I want to believe as you are in this class, you have your writing materials. You are jotting, you are writing notes, you are jotting the major points, and you are up and doing. Now, take up, Mr. Kingbadi, please mute yourself. Mute yourself, please. Mute yourself.
Okay.
Please.
My phone is active.
Mercy, I say mute yourself.
Yes, sir, I'm on it, sir. My phone is angry, sir.
Now let's continue. Let's continue. Now, pick up this thing. When we say ecosystem, to define the term ecosystem, there are 3 of attributes that should be present. Number 1, an ecosystem is a functional unit. Sorry, an ecosystem is a natural unit. Number 2, in that natural unit, there are 2 components: living components, non-living components. I should retain that one. What was the first point? Somebody on mute and tell me and tell us.
Natural component.
An ecosystem is a natural unit, right?
Yes.
Number 2, in that unit, there are 2 components: living components and non-living components. I should retain it. The first one is that an ecosystem is a natural unit. Now, in that unit, there are 2 components: living components, non-living components. That is true. Then 3, those components, they interact. So what's the first thing? Natural unit. In that unit, there are 2 components: living, non-living. And then those components, those living components, they interact. The living components interact with the living components. They also interact with non-living components. And then, lastly, that interaction among the components leads to a stable system. So how many attributes now that we have talked about? 4. Number 1.
4.
Number 1 is what?
Ecosystem is a natural
unit. Number 2.
That's living components and non-living.
There are 2 components in that unit: living and non-living. Good. Number 3.
Those components interact.
Those components, they interact. They are not just there. They interact. And then lastly, yes,
The interaction leads
A
to
stable
lead
system.
to stability. Therefore, if you are asked to define or to explain what is meant by the term ecosystem, an ecosystem is not just something that is abstract. No. What do you say? That thing you have written now. Let's now go on. An ecosystem is what? It's a natural unit made up of two components, living and non-living, which interact among themselves to produce a stable system. Do we get that? Is that okay? Is that straightforward?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. You shouldn't have. So an ecosystem is a natural unit made up of two components, living and non-living, which interact to bring about or to produce a stable system. So an ecosystem is a stable system. Now, let us say an example. Maybe a pond. A pond is a body of water, usually shallow. In that pond, there are many. In that pond, usually we just now there are man-made ecosystems. Is that okay? But put your mind to natural ecosystem. The rivers, are they not naturally occurring? Yes. Look at a river or a small ecosystem like a pond. So does a pond satisfy the first attribute or not?
Yes, sir.
It satisfies it. It satisfies it. It satisfies it. It's a natural unit. Now, the second attribute, does a pond satisfy it or not? Somebody respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it does, sir.
And what attribute is that? In that pond, there are two components. You have living components. You have non-living components. The living components, we include fish, we include toad, we include larvae, we include microorganisms. So many. We include insects as living components of a pond. Then you also have non-living components. You are talking of water, you are talking of the gases, the source of oxygen, you are talking of nutrients. So those are non-living components. So now, a pond, does a pond satisfy the third attribute? What is the third attribute?
Stable system.
No, interaction.
Interaction.
Now, do they interact or not? They do, because
Yes,
animals
sir.
feed on plants. If animal will feed on animal, it is that interaction that results to stability. Therefore, if you see a pond this year, next time you come again, you will see it. It will be there. If you see a particular forest somewhere, if you go back next year, you will see it. If you go back another time, you will see it without anybody having to provide anything, maybe to give them food. No, it will remain stable, except when it is disturbed by a violent occurrence like a natural disaster or human activities. An ecosystem will remain stable like that. So I think by now you can easily explain. You don't need to memorize. Don't memorize. Just understand these concepts at times. So okay. So for any unit to be described as an ecosystem, it should be self-sustaining and self-regulating. Without any interference, they will remain stable. Self-sustaining, self-regulating. An ecosystem may be as small as a pond, And it could be as large, as big as an ocean or forest. Let's now go on. So an ecosystem will be, okay, we have said this one. An ecosystem may be temporary or permanent. Some ecosystem like a pond. In the rainy season, they are thriving. In the dry season, when there's no water, they may remain inactive. But when rain comes, those living organisms that have gone into a state of dormancy will come alive. Ecosystem usually occur naturally. However, there could be some man-made ecosystem, like a typical example is the aquarium. So these are ecosystems. This ecosystem of different types. Can you see my cursor? My pointer?
Yes,
Can
sir.
you see? What type of ecosystem is this? This is a grassland. This is a grassland ecosystem. Now, can you see this one? What type of ecosystem is this? This is aquatic. This is aquatic. This one, can you see this one? This is also a grassland. It's a wetland. It's a wetland. So those are different ecosystems. This is aquatic ecosystem. This is a terrestrial ecosystem. Now, in each of these ecosystems, you can see that the attributes are satisfied. It's naturally occurring. There are two components, living, non-living, and they interact. Now, these birds, now, what are they doing? They are interacting. They're looking for food. Is that okay? That's looking for food and feeding on some food. That is a type of interactions. Okay. So let's now see another concept another time. That's the niche, ecological niche. When we say niche, the niche refers to there are two in one definitions of ecological niche. Number one, ecological niche refers to the position occupied by a species in its community. Number two, it also refers to the role the species plays in that community. Now, listen very well. I said the position occupied by a species in its community, or the role played by that species in the community or ecosystem. Did I say position occupied by an organism? Did I say so? Did I say niche is the position occupied by an organism?
No, sir.
Did I say so?
No, sir.
No, sir.
What
Yes,
did I
sir.
say?
No, sir.
What did I say?
Occupied by a species.
A
Said
species, not
occupied
an
by a
organism.
species.
Occupied by a species.
Not an
Yes,
organism.
sir.
If in the exam you are
Yes, sir.
you are asked to define ecological niche, and you jump at it. Ecological niche refers to the position occupied by an organism in its community, and you jump out, you think you are correct, you are jumping up. You have just called yourself 0, honorable 0. Is that okay? So, take note. The position occupied by a species or the role played by that species in its community. In the grassland ecosystem, green plants are what? They are producers. Microorganisms are what? They are decomposers. Those are roles they played. The niche occupied by green plants, among other things, include the fact that they are producers. Every species of the organisms, they have specific role they play or the position they occupy in that ecosystem or in that community. Now, if you're asked to define or explain ecological niche, and you have said all this, you have to add a clause that usually, most often, two species will not occupy the same niche at the same time. two species of organism will not occupy the same niche, the same ecosystem at the same time. Why is that so? Why would two species usually not occupy the same niche at the same time? This is to reduce competition. No matter how close the two species may be, they will try to occupy different species to reduce competition. For instance, now, the grasshopper and the aphid, they are related species. And they live for the same plant, cassava. In fact, so they are very closely related. They live for the same plant, yet they occupy different species of that plant. For instance, now, the grasshopper will focus and live on and feed on leaves. The aphids will feed on the stem. So therefore, usually species, two species will not likely occupy the same niche at the same time. That was another concept, environment. Environment refers to all the factors that affect an organism in its habitat. The layman outside there will likely want to see environment as habitat. Most times, what the layman refers to as environment is actually not environment in principle, but they are trying to describe physical environment, which is the habitat. So, environment refers to all the factors and conditions that affect a living organism in its habitat. Environments are of two groups: physical environment, biological environment. Physical environment refers to temperature, sunlight, water, weather, and so on and so forth. But biological environment refers to plants, animals, man, microorganisms. It goes beyond it. It also includes the processes brought about by living organisms. For instance, competition, predation, immigration. All those too, they affect living organisms in its habitat, and they belong to biological environment. And then let us see another term. That's habitat. An habitat, if you say habitat refers to a place where an organism lives, or where that organism is found. This is what the layman refers to as most times as environment. That's the physical environment, which is the home, the habitat of the organism. Usually, traditionally, we say we have 2 or 3 types of habitats. That's aquatic habitat, this lives with water, terrestrial habitat relating to land. And then sometimes they say arboreal habitat. But arboreal habitats, most times, they are extensions of terrestrial habitats. Habitats may be so small, it could be so big. That is one. There could be smaller habitats within a habitat. That is, we have a small habitat within a big habitat. So that subhabitat, if I may use the word, that small habitat within a large habitat is referred to as microhabitats. Like sometimes we see a leaf, you see some insects hatching at the back of the leaf, and even making a nest at the back of the leaf. That back of the leaves is what? It's a microhabitat. In the pond, sometimes you see a hole where some fish will go into and breed. That hole within the water body is a microhabitat. There are many concepts that are used in in ecology. We have only talked about few of them. Other concepts, we will talk about them as we go on in this study of ecology. Now, before we go further, very quickly, questions? Questions. If you have any question on terms and concepts used in ecology, in 1 or 2 minutes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, thank you.
So you said some type of arboreal habitats are terrestrial related, like those people that live in arboreal habitats.
I said most times arboreal habitats are extensions of terrestrial habitat. Extensions. For instance, now on top of a tree, you understand? A tree usually will grow on terrestrial habitat now.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Yes, please ask your question.
All right, thank you so much, sir. I want to ask, what's the major difference? Because you've explained both environment and the habitat. So what's the major difference between an environment and an habitat?
The environment refers to all the factors and conditions that affect an organism in its habitat. It goes beyond the physical environment. Now, the habitat is also within, also comes under the general term of environment. So habitat is more or less the physical environment. Habitat is the place where the organism lives. Now, in that habitat, for instance now, look at a fish in a pond. That physical environment, that water body, is the habitat. In that habitat, the fish is affected by other factors. Temperature, humidity, turbidity.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Even predation, even diseases. You understand? So all these are part of the environment. It's not just the physical habitat that we're talking about. So I hope you get that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think we need to go on. We have so much to talk about. Please put your mind as you go on. Or does anybody have any questions so that we quickly take it?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Good morning. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
please can you throw more light on this ecological niche? Sir?
What I've said is so straightforward. The niche refers to the role played by an organism in its habitat, in its community or ecosystem, or the position it occupies in that ecosystem or community. So every organism, every species of organism has a role to play. That role is the niche. The green plants are what? Are producers. That's the simplest example we can give. Microorganisms are the composers. But when we talk of the role, it has to be with reference to a species. Let's quickly do so that we can go forward. We can go on. Now let us quickly see in the ecosystem, there are two things there are two major things that are required: energy and nutrients in an ecosystem. For any ecosystem to function, two things are needed: energy and number two, nutrients. Let us see energy. How does energy flow in the ecosystem. The flow of energy in the ecosystem is in a straight line. Energy flows in an ecosystem in what? In a straight line. Why is that so? This is because in the ecosystem, energy is an unlimited resource. And where is the energy coming from? The energy needed for every ecosystem is coming from the sun. The sun radiates a vast amount of energy. And the green plants, the producers on land, green plants in aquatic habitats, algae, of this vast amount radiated by the sun, the producers, that's green plants, trap only a very small percentage. And then they now fix it and then convert it to chemical form for other organisms to feed on. And that continues like that. So in the ecosystem, the flow of energy is in a straight line. And the sun is the source of energy. The producers trap the only just a small percentage, 1% of what the sun radiates is what is trapped. The other organisms feed on the producers. And then, how is energy circulated from the producers to what do you call it now? Producers to consumers. In what form is this? Is this transferred? It is in form of food chain and food web. What is a food chain? A food chain is a linear representation of feeding relationship among living organisms in an ecosystem. When something is linear, what does that mean? Straight line. A food chain is a straight line representation of feeding relationship among living organisms in an ecosystem. In the food chain, or in a food chain, each organism derives energy from the preceding organism. And then, in that food chain, a food chain will start with a producer, usually. You have producer, maybe green plants, which attracts energy from the sun. So to draw a food chain, you will start, maybe you say grass. And then you have some organisms feeding directly on grasses. Maybe grasshopper feeding on the grass. That grasshopper, is the grasshopper a producer? No, it isn't. It is a consumer. And we refer to it as primary consumer because it is the first group of organisms to feed directly on the green plants. And then Mr. Lizard may also come around and feed on the grasshopper. And the snake will come around and feed on. So each level of the food chain is referred to as a trophic level. The first trophic level is occupied by a producer. The second trophic level is occupied by primary consumer. The third level is occupied by tertiary consumer, and so on and so forth. This is what I've said. The first level is occupied by producer, primary consumer, autotrophs. Then we have consumers. Second trophic level occupied by primary producers, third by carnivores, and so on and so forth. Let's quickly go on. Now, this is a typical food chain. How many How many trophic levels do we have in this food chain? Somebody on mute and tell us. How many trophic?
Four.
All trophic level.
4 trophic levels.
Okay, good. Good. Now, which organism occupies the 3rd trophic level?
Chameleon, sir.
Lizard.
Or
Lizard.
Lizard, sir.
Lizard.
The lizard.
Okay, good. Now, which organism is the primary consumer?
The green plant.
The green plant.
I'll take it again.
Insects.
Insect.
Okay, good.
Okay. It's the insect.
Which organism is the secondary consumer?
Lizard.
Secondary consumer.
Lizard.
Now, which organism is a quaternary consumer?
There's no quaternary consumer.
Snake, sir.
It's the snake.
Now, in this case, listen, wait. In this case, you see, the snake is also a consumer. Sorry, before then. What other name in this food chain now? What other name can we call the lizard?
Tertiary consumer.
Apart from tertiary consumer, apart from secondary consumer, which other name can we call it? It's a predator.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
A predator will feed on other animals.
Insect.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Predators feed on animals. Not okay. Now, is the insect a predator or not? In this instance.
Yes, it is.
It is, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because it
No,
feeds
sir.
on the green plant.
Insect is not a predator. That is not such an animal.
Sir, the insect is not a predator.
Okay.
That is the lizard a predator.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The lizard is a predator.
Yes, sir.
What other name can you call the lizard apart from predator? It's a carnivore. Carnivores feed on the flesh of animals.
Yes,
Isn't
sir.
it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What about the snake in this case?
It's
It's a predator too, but it's
It's a
Predator
carnivore.
and tertiary
Carnivore.
Now,
It's a carnivore.
carnivore.
we refer to this snake now. We can also refer to this snake as the top carnivore. The top carnivore, we will soon come to that one. Okay, take note. We'll get there now. This is another food chain. How many trophic levels are in this food chain? 3.
3, sir.
3 trophic levels.
Good. This is another food chain.
Yes, sir.
How many trophic levels do we have here?
5
trophic
Yes, sir.
level.
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. This aquatic food chain.
Yes, sir.
Aquatic food chain. Now, which organisms are the producers? The algae.
Sir, the algae.
Now, take note. In the major producers on land, international habitats, are the green plants. In
Yes,
aquatic
sir.
habitats, the major producers are the algae. That does
Yes,
not
sir.
mean that there are no other organisms that contribute one percentage. But the major producers in the aquatic habitats are the algae.
Okay.
On land,
Yes, sir.
they are the green plants.
Yes, sir.
Is there any plant
Excuse me,
that
sir. I have a question.
You should know when to throw questions. Don't destroy the flow of teaching now. There's
Okay, sir.
always time for it. Please. Probably
Okay,
before you
sir.
finish, we will have answered your question before you finish. Just hold on. Let us
Okay, sir.
finish up first. Let's finish this segment, this aspect first now.
Okay, thank you, sir.
These are the food chain that some of the food chain that we saw in diagram that are put in in food chain, simple food chain, plants, deer, lion, plant. These are food chain. These are food chains. Okay, let's I was talking about top carnivores, isn't it? Let us see this one now. Now look at these two food chains. Now this first one, this food chain A, this food chain A. How many trophic levels do we have there? Let's do quick, so because our time is
4.
4. What about this one? How many trophic levels do we have in this food chain?
5.
5.
Now, in this case, in food chain A, who is the top carnivore?
The snake.
Top carnivore is
Snake.
Is the snake.
Yes,
In
sir.
food chain B, is the snake the top carnivore?
No, sir.
No.
So
It is not. Who is the top carnivore in this case now?
The up.
The hawk.
It is the orc. So what is a top carnivore? Or is a top carnivore? A top carnivore is that carnivore that is not preyed upon by any other predator in the food chain or ecosystem.
Yes.
Do we get it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now somebody had to ask a question.
Apex
Quickly.
I have a question, sir.
Okay, please.
All
Quickly.
right. I just wanted to ask to confirm for confirmation. Is it that only plants can be producers? Can an organism be a producer?
I just said it over and over. On land, the major producers are
Green plant.
what? The major producers are plants, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, don't forget, we are not talking this about land. We are not talking about we are referring to the conventional terrestrial habitats and aquatic habitats. On land, the major producers are green plants. There are also contributions, I said it over and over. There are some microorganisms that are able to synthesize, but most times it is insignificant, but they also contribute. In aquatic habitats, the algae are the major producers. Then we are not talking about saprophyte food chain. That's okay. It's another thing. So we are just trying to see overview this, the conventional food chain and conventional habitats.
Okay, sir.
We need so very quickly now in the food chain. The picture, the impression is that an organism can feed on only one type of organism. That's the impression that a food chain gives. In reality, is that so? It is not so. Look at this food chain like the lizard. Okay, this food chain A. This one now. Now, the impression being created in this food chain is that the lizard can feed on only insects. But in reality, if insects are not available, the lizard can feed on plants now. Can it not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in reality, there are alternative pathways for organisms to feed. Is that okay? So what we have in reality is a food web and not food chain. So what is a food web? A food web consists of several food chains that are linked at different points. A food web has alternative feeding pathways. Let us see a simple example. Now, take your pen. Look at this food chain now. Write out look at this food web now. How many food chains are present in this food web? Quickly, how many food chains?
3.
5.
Somebody is saying 5.
5.
Let us see one. Number 1, this is grass, grasshopper, hawk. Is that not correct?
Yes, sir.
That's a food chain. Number 2, this is grass, grasshopper, lizard, hawk. Is that not correct? Then number 3, this is grass, rabbit, hawk. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Then number 4, this is grass, mouse, hawk. Is that not correct? Number 5, this is grass, mouse, snake, hawk. Is this not correct? It is correct. So in this food web, there are many. This is a simplified food web. And this food web, as simple as it is, there are 5 food chains that are joined, that are interlinked at different points. Now, in this food web, who is the producer or primary producer? They mean the same thing. Primary producers or simply producers, they mean the same thing.
The grass.
Now,
grass.
Now, which is the top carnivore in this food web? How many top carnivores do we have? One. Is the hawk.
One.
Is the hawk. Okay, good. Let us see this food web. This is another food web, too more complicated. Now, in this food web, how many top carnivores do we have?
The fox. He just 3.
1.
Yes.
Mr. Snake is 2, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, so that is it. And lastly, before we call this a day today, we want to see ecological pyramid. Now, an ecological pyramid is a graphical description of a food chain. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
A pyramid is a graphical that you can see description of a food chain. So usually, okay, let us see. Now, the base of the pyramid is occupied by the producers. The next step is occupied by primary consumer. The next step is, now, why do we say pyramid? We say pyramid because the number and the quantity, the number of organisms, the number of producers are not the same thing as number of primary consumers. Usually, the number of producers producers will outnumber primary consumers. And to put that in graphical form, you can represent it in form of pyramid. The pyramid the base of the pyramid is the biggest. Is it not? It is in form of area. So which organism occupies the base of the pyramid? It is the producers. Now, there are 3 types of ecological pyramids. We have pyramid of numbers, pyramid of biomass, and pyramid of energy. Pyramid of numbers shows the number of individuals that exist at each level. Pyramid of biomass shows the amount of living tissue or total mass of organism within the trophic level, within each trophic level. And pyramid of energy is depicting the amount of energy that is present at each trophic level. So this is a pyramid, the base occupied by the producers, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. Now, which position will a top carnivore occupy in a pyramid? The topmost, the apex, the topmost. Which position will be occupied by the producers? The base.
Lowest. Last one.
The base. Just say the base. So on that note, we want to call this a day. Questions?
Yes, sir.
We move too slow today. Next time, prepare for more speed. Questions?
Okay, sir. Bye,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, can you ask a question? Somebody ask a question, am I right?
Please, what is the algae producing as a producer?
Can you speak up?
Like, what is the algae producing as a producer in ecosystem?
You are not audible enough. Oh, please.
And that, what is
Put
the
all this in your mouth.
algae producing?
What is that algae produce, Abi?
Yes, as a
The algae,
producer.
maybe I didn't get the question very well.
He was asking what the algae produce as producers. I was going to say algae
It's the same question. It's the same question that we asked. That what do green plants produce as producers?
They produce food for other food chains.
In the same way, the algae produce, yes, food for other. It's the same thing. They are trapping energy from the sun into chemical form. Which other levels of organism feed upon?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, sorry, I have a question, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Plantains, sir, what is their function in the aquatic habitat?
Plantains.
Yes, sir.
Plantains. What are plantains?
So they are like organisms, but I don't know whether if they are producers or they are.
No, you
also...
have to answer the question first. So no, don't gloss over it. What are plantains?
Yes,
what are plantains?
Plantains are greenish organisms that live on the basement or.
Let's even agree. Let's even agree that they are green. You answer the question by yourself.
Yes.
Plantains are small organisms. They may not be microscopic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That float in water. And there are two groups.
Yes,
some are animal-like, some are plant-like.
Okay.
So those animal-like, they do things that animals do. Those are plant-like, do things that plants do.
Plants do. Okay.
Invariably, those that are plant-like, they also produce. They also producers. And an example of plant-like this thing are the algae. So the algae are phytoplanktons. Are part of phytoplankton. Planktons refer to is a broad term used to describe small organisms that float in water.
Okay.
You said they are not microscopic.
They may not be. I just said it. Please put on mind. Don't stop finding me. Please. Questions. Please now. I said something. You go and read off. I've said something over and over. Our time is so limited than you to be asking repeated questions. I said planktons may not be microscopic. You may see them. They could be, they may not. I said it. Questions? Can we go on? Do we have time? Can we go on? Do we permit us to go on?
No, sir, we have a class.
You have a class. Okay, bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.